get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smyth Radio. Your host, Brian Smith. This is day 35 to the election, 2016, Donald J. Trump versus Hillary Rotten Clinton. Yes, you know my opinion on that side, and I'll make no bones about it. Just as the title says for the show, it says WikiLeaks October Surprise. If you've been listening to the news or you've been paying attention, Julian Assange is being held up in the UK, and I guess he's kind of a prisoner inside what do you call it? Inside like a it's another country's embassy. That's right, another country's embassy, and he's being held inside that embassy. He's also wanted in another country for questioning on a rape charge. Everybody from Bob Beckel on Fox News on the 5 to Uncle Joe Biden, and a handful of politicians have called for his arrest, if not his assassination, Julian Assange, for array of things, but mainly for like espionage, internet espionage, thievery, stealing, that type of thing, being really disruptive. And the whole thing that WikiLeaks just turned 10 years old. That's why we're talking about it today. And on Monday, he said Julian Assange said he was going to come out and give a personal speech on the balcony of where he's being held up at the embassy. And that did not happen. He said that there was too much of a security issue, his life was at stake, and he wasn't going to run that risk. I was pretty disappointed in that, in the sense that it seemed that it was going to be over with. Like, okay, I'm not going to do it now. I was going to come out and talk to you about the October surprise and the U.S. elections, but now my life's in danger. I'm not going to do that now. And then late last night, we got wind that he was going to do a televised video conference at a conference in Germany. And so that was going to go down at 4 o'clock in the morning. You had InfoWars teaming up with Right Side News, and they broadcast it live on YouTube, which was pretty neat. I was able to watch it, and I was able to listen to every bit of it. Alex Jones blew up. Alex Jones lost it. It was all hyped, whether Julian Assange hyped it or not, whether he duped us, he fooled us or not. Yeah, I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit. This thing started 45 minutes early. Alex Jones talked for about 45 minutes. He talked about all the different politics and everything going on. And then they got into the meeting, or the conference, if you will. And this woman, I don't know who she is. She's got that real thick British accent, and she's got an attitude like she knows all, and she is all. It turned out to be one of those, like if you're watching the Hollywood, gala, or one of the Hollywood balls where all the actors and actresses get together to love themselves and to tell you, America, you that are watching, you don't love me enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how much you should love me by loving myself to this level. So you see the level that I love myself, and I love other actors and actresses. All this love that we have, you need to raise your love up that much. That's how disgusting this thing went down. It was just, like I had to come home and take a shower after watching it. It was just unbelievable. It was one hate fest on America after another. Yes, I know there's some issues with America, the American government, the U.S. government, but It was just one U.S. problem after another after another. They played a couple video montages of different U.S. politicians hating on WikiLeaks, hating on Assange, calling for the death of Assange. It just went on and on and on. Let's see. Let me get into some of my notes real quick, so we kind of talk about this real fast and get this over with. Okay, so Assange finally came on after this woman spoke, and then she had a journalist from Italy and another journalist come on. They spoke for a while about themselves and about WikiLeaks and how much they love it, and they love themselves, they love their jobs as journalists, and we're truly true journalists, so you should love us too. And then Assange's lawyer came out, and she spoke for a while, and it was just, I was like, man, this is just too much. But I was looking for the tidbits, I was looking for the October surprise, I was looking for the big deal that was about ready to come down, and finally, after waiting for so long, Julian Assange makes his appearance. And he spoke. And as he spoke, I listened. I listened closely. But for the first few minutes, it was just rambling. He was only going to talk for about 15, 20 minutes. And that's all he talked, 15, 20 minutes. And he kind of rambled on, and he was rambling on about this and about that. That's WikiLeaks was trying to tell everybody in the last 10 years, we've come out with 10 million documents, which is about 10 billion words in the last 10 years. Everything from Cablegate, exposing the wrongdoings of governments, to NSA spying. You know how that whole thing where Obama was caught spying on Angela Merkel in Germany. The DNC email leaks. 5 top heads of the DNC had to quit, resign over it. Published tens of thousands of documents on the Iraq War. They kept going on about the Iraq War. They kept going on and on about Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, going on. We exposed the abuses in Guantanamo Bay, and we exposed the atrocities of the Iraq War. Just on and on and on. Then they start talking about how we've done such a great job in archiving and having these documents available to be searched, which I'm going to be honest with you. You go to WikiLeaks and you can search the archives very easily for key terms and keywords on anything with having to do with Hillary's emails, DNC, just all that stuff. So it is good. It is good. Then she went into a little bit of a story. A German man who was he was on holiday. He was on holiday in Tunisia. And he was picked up by the CIA because his name is the exact same name as a terrorist on the terrorist watch list. So the CIA tortured this poor German man who was on holiday. They confined him and roped him, and they tortured him. They tortured him for months and months. And after 2 months, he attempted to sue the American government, the U.S. You know how those U.S. government's peoples are. And sue the CIA. And they couldn't be done. But after WikiLeaks, was able to put together all these documents on the Iraq War and such, he was able to search the archives, find the documents he needed. It was an incredible thing that we were able to do for him. She doesn't say what happened to those documents, doesn't say what happened to the case, doesn't say anything else, but apparently the CIA and the U.S. just bad. Julian Assange did say, he was fielded, a couple of people gave a question. And let me tell you, this whole thing was one big cluster. It was unorganized. They weren't ready. They came on late. They had sound problems. Before the thing started, we were watching an empty room. Somebody walked up and decided to fill everybody's cup with water. And that was it was like the microphone was inside the cup. And they decided to fill the cups up with water. It's insane. And then all of a sudden, Julian Assange came on via Skype or whatever by video cam, and he couldn't hear the people in the crowd, the reporters in the crowd asking questions, and this woman kept forgetting that he couldn't hear. So after they would ask the question, she would say to Julian, "Hey, you want to respond to it?" "Oh, that's right, I keep forgetting. Oh, I know 5 seconds ago I said I wouldn't forget, but I just forgot. So let me repeat what he just said." It's just a mess. So somebody asked him about rumors that the website, WikiLeaks' website, is infested with malware and will cause viruses to people's computers. He said that's a rumor being spread by Hillary Clinton because of all the things that are coming out on her, and that it's not true. He did make the comment, Julian Assange did make the comment that one of the questions about Hillary Clinton, aren't you going to drop the bomb on her today? And, aren't you going to try and bring her down, or you want to hurt her or to really damage it? And he said, no. The rumors, they're false rumors. It's false that we want to hurt Hillary Clinton. It's not that we want to hurt her at all. It's not personal. We're just letting the information out. So, he talked about the publications of the elections. They're going to expose everybody for sure. Lots of unexpected and fascinating angles with the U.S. elections. That was his answer after one of the reporters, apparently from the Hillary Clinton campaign. One of the reporters said, "So when are you going to start coming out with dirt on the Republicans? Huh?" And he said, "Lot of unexpected and fascinating angles with the U.S. elections. Stay tuned." Somebody asked him about 10-year goals. He went on a rambling, incoherent. I don't get it. He said something. He opened up that question by answering it by saying modern human institutions. They're fascinating. Next year is going to be big. We want to reduce censorship. Seriously. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. This was hyped up to be the end all be all, to be the October surprise, to be the thing that sinks Hillary, that puts her in the ground and just is over with. Like I said, InfoWars was covering it, and InfoWars just blasted it. They blasted Assange. They blasted the whole situation. Just went on and on about it. I could do the same, but it was just a love fest. It was a 10-year birthday, and they wanted to celebrate the birthday with Julian Assange, who's being held captive, because if he comes out, apparently he'll be arrested. So he said the big thing is they want to expose the structure of power, exposing history correctly, exposing the people that want to change history. Follow at WikiLeaks, at WL Task Force, and follow at Community WL for calls to arms, if you will. He talked a lot about funding programs. He talked a lot about how they need money, a lot of litigation, a lot of payroll, a lot of effort, and they need money, more money. He said there's new books that are coming out. If you're a journalist, how to protect yourself. Hope to publish. Oh, and they're saying that there's so much information right now that they have out. They're hoping to publish, all this information on a weekly basis for the next 10 weeks on the run-up to the presidential election. That's done. I didn't get some of that stuff either. That's just... he was goofy. He thanked a bunch of people. I want to thank some people right now. I want to thank the ones who've died in the line of duty to our cause. And then the big bombshell, if you will, that he dropped. The big bomb. You ready? The big bombshell. in the next coming weeks, we're going to be releasing documents on war, arms, aid, Google, and U.S. elections. I don't know. I don't know. The guy is so disappointing. Extremely anticlimactic. And very sorry. Just sorry stuff. So let's get into Trump real quick. Donald Trump held two events in Colorado. He told the camera and the news crew to pan the crowd with their cameras and to show the crowd. And there was only one news crew, right side news, that did pan the crowd. It was enormous. They're saying there was 20,000 people there. He held two different rallies, 20,000 people in each rally. It was just huge events. And then on Fox News, Gasparino, he's really good. He is more of a business analyst, and he kind of comes off a little bit more of a free market capitalist kind of guy sometimes. But this is what he had to say on Fox News about the rally. So let's go ahead and play that clip real quick.
All right, we are still monitoring Donald Trump, making light of what seemed to be a disruptor there and joking about the debate commission, and maybe they deliberately silenced his mic, an issue that has come up again and again from that debate. Charlie Gasparino has been following this closely. You know, Charlie, if he...
Hold on a second, real quick. Now that he brought that up, the election commission did admit. They said that he did have a bad mic. There was something wrong with his mic. They also said that the mic was being would go up in volume, down in volume, would go up and down, and you couldn't hear it. And sometimes it was silencing. So shame on you guys. Shame on you.
Responds on these tax charges the way he did in this speech in the next debate with Mrs. Clinton, he might succeed in putting this issue to bed. What do you think?
I agree with you 100%. This is the perfect speech. It's a speech that in variations he should have been given throughout the entire campaign every day. Every single day he should be talking about this economy, about the sleaziness of the Clintons over the years, and he should essentially elide through the bad parts, like whether his tax returns get leaked, and he should ignore the Miss America stuff or Mr.
In other words,
Universe.
go on offense and don't be on defense.
On the economy. He's got the best issue. It's what many people on Wall Street who are his supporters, who would like to give him more money, but are worrying they're throwing good money after bad, would love to hear him just focusing myopically on the problems with this economy, how he's going to change the tax system so he pays more taxes in the future by cutting those loopholes, how he's going to end...
But he's got to do what he's doing here next week.
Every day. And, you know, and you know, Neil, the other thing is, he also has to be much more prepared to talk on issues in this next debate. I think this is a big thing for him. He's got to come across coherent on issues.
Thank you, buddy. Great. Charlie Gasparino, I apologize for the brief time with you.
No problem.
In the meantime, is it fair the way the media presents these issues? We're going to take a classic example right after this.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's fair at all. If you look at the times that Trump was cut off compared to Hillary, the moderator cut Trump off 60 plus times, cut Hillary off 5 times total. It was that last debate was just a debacle. It was a huge mess. And what was supposed to be billed as a Hillary win, poll numbers, no, not at all. Trump is still going up at a faster rate than Hillary is trying to not fall. Hillary is falling pretty hard in the last few months, and now she just can't regain it. Can't regain that momentum. Trump put up a meme, a picture with information on it. It says, since the conventions, Hillary has had 13,970 people at her rallies. Trump has had 337,995 people at his rallies. From what I've seen, that looks absolutely true. 13,000 to his 330,000. It sounds about right. There's a picture that's going around. Hillary Clinton went to a black community church to give a talk. The place was absolutely empty. There was nobody in there. It's just despicable. Yeah, I'm looking at the video right now. The audio is kind of loud. But
only for herself and for her donors. I live fighting for America. When the pressure's on, when the odds are stacked,
so as Trump is talking, the camera is panning. This is a completely jam-packed, wall-to-wall Trump rally. It's huge. Oh, something else real quick. I'm going to get to his taxes, and I'm going to get to this, too, real fast. There was somebody with a camera at a Hillary Clinton rally just yesterday. A few hundred people there, maybe 500 people there. And one of her campaign staffers was walking around. I don't know if you've ever been to a rally, but when you go to the rally, you stand in line, wait your turn to get in. As you're going through the door, they hand you out what looks like a yard sign, but with no poles on it. And it says Trump Pence or Trump, or Hillary Clinton, whatever it is. And as you go into the rally, you hold those signs up. And they're all printed off by a machine printed. Well, a lot of times, Trump supporters will make their own personalized signs. And those personal signs, they'll hold up. They're really unique. They're really artistic, whatever. What Hillary's camp yesterday, they stayed up, pulled an all-nighter, and they made handmade signs and handed those out to the crowd as if the crowd gave two craps about making a sign. Like, nobody had handmade signs. So they made it for them and gave it to them. You might be thinking, Brian, that's you nitpicking. No, it's the optics. It's the cheating optics. It's what she does. Okay, let's get to Trump's tax returns. Okay, there's a website called Danger and Play. You can the guy who created that, you can follow him on Twitter at Cernovich, Cernovich. It's Mike Cernovich. Very, very popular guy on Twitter. Lots and lots of information. He posts up an article on his website that was reported. It's just phenomenal that no, I don't have the sound clip for that. He explains that it's a possibility that Donald Trump actually released his own tax returns, undercover, if you will, to the New York Times in the hopes that it would shed the light on, they would run with it in a negative manner, but it would actually turn and backfire on them and show the light on who he really is. The tax returns I'm talking about, in 1995, he had one of the worst years ever. One of his worst, absolute worst years. He even talks about how he thought he was going to lose his business. So in 95, and that was the year that the tax return was released to, that year's tax return was released to the New York Times. And so the New York Times, I guess, ran with it and said, oh, see, he's not as rich as he is. But then the whole narrative now is that he was literally almost dead broke, going bankrupt in 95. And he turned it around to have a surplus of billions of dollars. It's either he's a genius or these people, they're absolutely insane. These people in the media just can't get past themselves. It's absolutely hysterical how he owns them on a regular basis. Donald Trump, the genius that he is, owns the media on a regular basis, without a doubt. I can't get past it sometimes. Okay, so check this out. This is something else that came out that Hillary Clinton, flashback, if you remember hearing this. Go ahead.
End of unconfirmed visit.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, oh, I'm sure it did.
End of unconfirmed visit.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, oh, I'm
How creepy. That was a soundbite of her in an interview talking about Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. Okay, folks. This is breaking news. In Libya, she had commissioned a well-known peace negotiator and a couple of folks that negotiated a peace treaty, a deal with Muammar Gaddafi. And that negotiation was now, as documents have come to light, where Obama has written to the parties involved and said, that's awesome that you guys have come to a peace agreement. That's great. Let's go ahead and we'll move forward with this. Good to go. Muammar Gaddafi said that he was willing to go ahead and have free elections. And after his 40 year of reign as dictator, he was willing to go ahead and talk about peace and negotiate peace, and they came to a deal. And apparently Hillary Clinton had a vendetta against him and shot the deal down. She nixed the deal. Nope, we're not signing it. We're not going through with it. In turn, Muammar Gaddafi was brutally murdered, brutally beaten and raped. It was in public. His death was displayed in public. Subsequently, ISIS has taken over. There's been an absolute collapse of the government. There's a civil war over there. It's so bad. They've got so much oil, and they're so rich in oil. It's so bad that companies and organizations and governments that want to buy the oil, they don't know who to pay because it's just all upside down and up in arms. This happened years and years ago. And it's still that way to this day. ISIS has taken over. It was a big, huge stronghold for ISIS to be able to get a hold of that, to get all that rich oil, to enrich themselves. The bloodbath and the murders of all the people that were involved, the thousands and thousands of civilians, the war-torn country. Christopher Stevens, 3 other Americans, heroic Americans, brutally raped and murdered in Benghazi. This all due to Hillary Clinton's vendetta against Muammar Gaddafi. Apparently, as informants speak about it, they say that other governments around the Middle East have witnessed what she did to Muammar because Muammar supported Barack Obama's campaign for election in 2008 and gave money to him. She attempted to do a shakedown of Muammar and get money from him for her campaign and for her foundation, neither of which he gave to either one of them. Other countries, Saudi Arabia and the like, saw the shakedown and realized really quick that Hillary Clinton has the power to destroy. So all the other countries around the Middle East have donated all to Hillary Clinton's foundation and to her fund, lest they die an early death. You've got to vote in this election. You've got to vote. You got to vote for Donald Trump. I was talking to one of my buddies at work earlier, and he said, I'm not voting at all. I said, why not? Well, I hate Hillary, but, Trump's temperament. Like, Trump's temperament? What are you talking about, man? Trump's temperament. Yeah, Trump's temperament. I just don't like it. I said, well, I do like it. I like Trump's temperament. I like the way he is. Well, I'm afraid that he's going to, say to somebody, oh, my nuclear bombs are bigger than yours. And and blow them up. Oh, come on. That's silly nonsense talk. That's people listening to the media, listening to and that's the thing that's getting through right now. That part of the media is starting to sink into people. The temperament, the word temperament. Let me tell you, folks, Donald Trump has more temperament and more control than Hillary Clinton ever had. And let me end on this real quick, just to kind of give you a heads up on what's going on. Morning Joe with Joe on MSNBC. Listen to some of the things that they're talking about, some of the things that they're saying about Trump and Hillary Clinton and the difference between the two and who's supporting who and what this all means.
More and more Republicans saying, I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton in a million years. I'm just not going to vote the top line, but I'm going to vote for Republicans straight down.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Joe. And what the voters have been doing for the last 30 to 35 days is bifurcating that vote. They are very much into that space where they're saying, I just can't pull the trigger for either of these guys, but I'm going to protect my Senate seat. I'm going to vote for the down ballot candidates. And that's good for the party in the sense that, what was once a problem in losing the Senate now looks like a good hold for them because of that bifurcation by the voters, just sort of separating a Senate candidate or congressional candidate from Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Okay, so that's Michael Steele, Representative of RNC Michael Steele speaking, and he's talking about Republicans being able to hold the House and the Senate, and voters being so fed up with the DNC, with the Democrats, with Hillary Clinton, with so much corruption that voters are saying, I'm voting straight down the ballot, all Republican, I don't care who.
Okay, you look at the Senate races, and it really is surprising. What we were saying 3 months ago just has not come to fruition. It's over in Ohio for the most part. Portman's going to win.
That's Joe Scarborough, and I'm not sure if he's upset or not. But like he said, these Republicans are winning hands down. Portman wins Ohio, I'm telling you, Trump will win Ohio.
I mean, we thought John McCain was caught in this terrible, terrible sort of vice between having to be far enough right in the primary and then you go back to the... No, he's running away with it. The guy's up by 15, 16, 17 points. McCain's going to win. Yeah. Ron Johnson's he's back within single digits. Now, he's still an underdog. Yeah. But you just
Kelly Ayotte's in decent shape.
Kelly Ayotte is tied after being way down 3 months ago.
Toomey is in it.
Toomey's basically tied as well. So what's going on? What are voters out there? It seems the voters are going far more Republican than they were suspected.
Well, a couple of things.
3 months ago.
A couple of things. An incumbent senator who knows that they're going to have a tough race, who raises money, who avoids scandal, who works hard with their constituents, can survive a bad top of the ticket. Not a blowout, but Trump now has positioned himself not to be blown out. So if Trump loses the state by 4 points,
they're fine.
They probably be fine. The Senate races may actually end up helping Trump because you're seeing turnout operations there, coordinated with the Republican National Committee. Almost every state that will decide the presidential race, almost everyone has a competitive Senate race or contested Senate race, and it's true that if people go vote for Rob Portman but either vote for Clinton or leave the top blank, that will obviously hurt Trump. But a lot of people are out there working to elect Republicans as a unified basis. The Clinton campaign made a choice over the summer. They didn't say Rob Portman's as bad as Donald Trump. They went the opposite way and said Trump's different. Trump's a different, he's not like a normal Republican. And that has normalized the notion for a lot of independents and moderate Republicans.
Would you say that's maybe the biggest thing that's helped politically? I mean, I
think the biggest thing is an incumbent, like I said before, an incumbent senator. All these senators knew they were up in a presidential year in purple or blue states. None of them have scandals. All of them have raised a ton of money, have worked really hard with their constituents. Senate races, can make.
And they haven't lurched out far right, knowing that they're going.
All of them. Pat Toomey on gun control, Rob Portman on drug treatment. Kelly Ayotte on a range of issues.
Well, Kelly Ayotte on drug treatment.
Yeah, also. They've all done a range of things.
Okay. So good news, folks. MSNBC now calling the race or hinting that the race is going to Donald Trump because the voters are voting down ballot, all the way down the ballot, all Republican. They did make mention that, well, they might leave the top open or blank. No, folks. No. When they go in there to the voting booth and they see the very top, Hillary Clinton or Donald J. Trump, and they say, oh, I'm not going to vote for any of them, but I'm going to vote all Republican, all down the ticket. No. That's not going to happen. They are going to pull the lever for Trump. If Trump does not win this, and Hillary does, I'm afraid that we'll face 1,000 years of darkness. And I'm not trying to fear monger or get anybody all, upset. But I'm telling you right now, what we are looking at is just, she has sold America out, and she owes so much to so many people that she will be selling everything off. Everything's for sale. And everybody knows it. There's a lot of people that are saying, insiders that are saying people in the Middle East are afraid of her becoming into power, because her coming into power will mean that she'll be able to fleece them more using muscle, using tactics, Gestapo-type tactics, mafioso-type tactics. Just a very, very bad person in general. And I'm going to end the show. I'm going to leave you on a note. I love playing this. This called A Time for Choosing by Ronald Reagan. It was way, way long time ago. But it's so relevant to this day. And whenever you think about who you're going to choose for president of the United States of America, just remember, now is a time for choosing. And it's right, wrong, black, white, divided, united. It is so polar. I've never seen an election like this that's been so polarized, one to another. So, and here's Ronald Reagan.
You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness. Faith that you and I have the ability and the dignity and the right to make our own decisions and determine our own destiny.
Yep, and that is exactly true. I'm telling you right now, folks, I don't know how it's possibly gonna recover if Trump is not elected. I just don't see it happening. Hillary's elected for 4 years. She's going to do everything she can to continue with Obama's plan and more. She's going to put the throttle down, and she's going to take it all the way full board. We talked about this yesterday on last night's show. You can go back to last night's show. It was a great show and hear more of it. But here's the bottom line. The bottom line is Donald Trump is elected president of the United States. It is still going to take another Donald Trump. He serves his 4 years out. He's going to have to serve another 4. So give him a total of 8 years. Once he serves his 8 years, we're still going to need another one like that. We're still going to need another conservative. We're still going to need another somebody that's bold, outspoken, and that's going to say it like it is and still right the ship. We got a long way to go. I'd imagine to say we're probably about 25 years away from being in the right place. But you put Hillary Clinton in that place? Good Lord. I think we lose 100 years. I think we lose at least 3 generations of time. It's just no question in my mind. That's what it is. Well, folks, last is 45 minutes. Usually I'm doing 30 minutes, but we sped over a little bit. Had a lot to say about Julian Assange. What a goofball. What's such an anticlimactic Hollywood stunt. It just went so wrong. Alex Jones had it right. It was a hot mess. See you tomorrow, folks.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.